Aless.
Hey.
Welcome back to the podcast, The Inner Breeze with Bettina. I'm so excited to have you back again.
Thank you for having me.
Today I invited you because I had so many requests on our first episode about, all your beauty secrets, because everybody was asking me, what is her secret? Look at her skin. That I wanted to have you back here so we can talk about beauty today, or all the products, all the routines, or anything that you believe can help women to have a beautiful, glowy skin. But before starting, we're gonna have a sip of one of my favorite herbs, which is, I'll let you guess because you know me well.
Oat straw?
Yeah, you can smell.
It's so soothing.
Yes, it is. It's one of my favorite herbs, so I wanted us to start with the ostra.
It's a nice plant for going into conversation and, relaxing the body. So
It does. And ostra is one of the herbs that helped me when I started my herbal journey have beautiful hair and skin. Back in the day, you remember my hair was long?
Yeah.
But so that's why I wanted to introduce, and I'll leave some more information for people to read about it. All right, so to start today, I want to ask you, how are you? Have you been since last time?
I'm great. Yes, I've been busy as usual, running a business. The spa has been great. Have raising my baby, and just normal mom life and just life in general. So I couldn't ask for better.
Amazing. And so to start the podcast very easily, can you share with us, what is your morning routine? Like, what do you drink? What is a typical morning for Aless
Okay.
on a daily basis?
Yeah, so my morning routine has changed a lot. Before having my son, it was a very slow and relaxed pace, but I've had to adapt for now, and I really try to be in the moment in the morning, waking up slowly, having conversations with my little guy who's just starting to pick up on language more.
Nice.
I take my time with him. We lay down, we chat. I ask him what his dream was, or what his dreams were, and he can't respond yet. But it's just, getting into that flow. We have help, so once I get him all set up to be with her, I make my ginger tea. That's the first thing I put in my stomach. I come from a belief system that we must put warm foods in our body just to not put out our digestive fire and to actually increase it or support it. After that, I have a lemon and olive oil shot.
Oh my God, I just started. And I got my oil from Italy directly.
Yes. And sometimes it depends. Like I alternate between ginger and bone broth.
Okay.
So it really depends on what I'm wanting to work on for that time. Yeah?
No, I just wanted to ask you, because I'm sure we're going to have questions for your olive oil shot. What kind of olive oil do you take? Because a lot of people will go and buy whatever, but is there a specific quality or?
Definitely extra virgin olive oil, and looking at the brand, where it's made. If you're noticing that it's being handed off to many different places, different countries, you will maybe start questioning the purity of it. So you want to make sure that it's a pure extra virgin olive oil that has, I think there's a certification on it. But the one that I get is, I just get it from an Italian bakery near my house, and it's from Puglia, and it's just so nice. It's like spicy, and it's like that dark green color. It's perfect. So I love it. I will admit that doing that shot took me a little while to get used to.
Does it feel uncomfortable for you?
I just felt like the flavors weren't really what I wanted early in the morning. But now it's kind of like a really strong part of my routine, and I have to
Amazing.
I have to do it.
Yeah, I heard a lot of, positive. My dad been doing it his entire life, and I'm discovering now that all the routines that he had is what I'm doing now. I'm like, oh my God, my dad knew
Great.
everything. So olive oil is part of the Moroccan culture.
Yeah.
But I just ordered one from Italy that has amazing ingredients. I don't know the details yet, but I'll make a video about it. So I can't wait to see the results, because I heard a lot of people say that their skin change and they feel great.
Yeah. And my mother-in-law and her family, they have an olive grove in Italy.
Oh wow.
In Napoli, and we get oil from the olive trees every year.
Amazing.
So I haven't used those yet because that's so precious that I like to just, I don't want to overuse it. I want to keep it for the year. However, it is kind of a nice little thing to have because the family owns the trees and the groves, and they go in and they harvest every year, and they pick everything by hand, and it's kind of a nice little treat.
Amazing. Perfect. And you said bone broth, you switch between?
I rotate between the two. I don't think it's, in my opinion, I like to modify the things that I do from time to time. I think that things are good instants, so I would do maybe bone broth for a month and then maybe ginger for a month.
Okay.
I don't know how much the glutathione that we're taking in bone broth is great, but I think that we can overdo it as well. So
it's always good to switch.
I think it's good to switch from time to time and give your body a rest.
What kind of bone broth do you do?
I'm not a vegan, so I don't do vegetarian bone broth. I use chicken feet, which is really, really high in collagen. It's very gelatinous. So when you make it, you'll see. I add also just, bones, like regular.
You just go to the butcher and you ask him, like, can I have like all the bones, and you just take it?
I do purchase them, but they're like, bones that you would kind of put in your stew, or where you're eating the marrow, like the bones with the marrow inside. And then I also use oxtail.
That's the one I usually make.
Which
oxtail. Yeah,
I love. The flavor of it is so delicious. I add green onions to my bone broth. I add regular onions, and sometimes I'll add ginseng, Siberian ginseng, or just to add like a nervine, like calming aspect to my broth. Sometimes I'll add medicinal mushrooms, so like shiitake, maitake, lion's mane, whatever you have.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I've never added mushrooms in my broth.
Yeah, and I definitely add ginger. Always.
Okay. Ginger is
my greatest ally. Yes.
Perfect. Yeah. All right. So, anything else you do in the morning, or?
Yes.
Yes. So, let's continue. Let's take notes.
Yeah, there's a lot. So, I mean, it's not realistic that everyone can do all of this, but I do make a very strong effort to make sure I stay on my routine. I then make a smoothie to get my proteins and some other things that I like to eat, like my adaptogens. So I add maca powder to it. I like to get hemp seeds in, so I add the hemp seeds, coconut water. I drink that, and then after that, I will have my coffee.
Nice.
So my coffee is kind of like, I'm drinking my coffee on my way to work. It's like that.
Yeah, you're not the person who wakes up and drink your coffee. What do you think about waking up and drinking coffee right away?
It's part of my culture for sure. Like in Brazil, that's what we do.
Okay.
However, I do think that it does spike the cortisol levels. So if you drink your coffee before 10, you're going to have a really high spike in cortisol. So it is recommended by a lot of people to have your coffee with a meal and after 10 a.m. And I also don't drink water right in the morning. I used to do that because I had heard that it was really, really great for our bodies. However, in traditional Chinese medicine, they believe that water is a cold element.
Okay.
And that our digestive fire is very strong in the morning. So if you drink water right away, it's going to put out our digestive fire.
Okay.
So then you don't want to put anything that's cold in the belly, especially in the morning. You want to drink something warm to get everything sort of flowing in the digestive
So for
system.
water, is it okay, for example, if you have lukewarm water with like some lemon and some salt?
You can
is it
have
okay?
lukewarm water. Lemon is considered a cold fruit
So
as
no.
well.
Okay, so it's not recommended.
So
Okay.
I wouldn't personally do lemon on an empty stomach,
Okay.
just for my body. If you are experiencing heat symptoms, it really depends on the person. Then lemon might be okay. I would lean more towards doing ginger and lemon so that you're getting a balance and
Okay.
they neutralize each other. And that way you're not putting cold in your body.
Good
first
to
thing in the
know. I've
morning.
been doing lemon for so long, so I'm gonna try to switch. And that's the thing where I'm confused because right nowadays online or everywhere you see so many different morning secret routine and you
Yeah.
want to try everything, but I think we need to be careful because, for example, I never knew that in the morning you need to. It's not good to start with that.
I mean, there's different theories, right? But in my opinion, that's been very relevant for me. And so I do stick to that routine because I've noticed within myself that I feel better. And seasonally, our constitution can change. So if I find that I have more heat in the summer, for example, then I might do lemon in the summer. Because it's not super aggressive. It's not like putting ice in your belly, right?
Yeah.
So it's okay in just gauging your body and how your constitution is moving through the seasons, and then making decisions based on that.
And my last question about morning, about this, like, because, for example, I grew up in West Africa, and my entire life when we wake up, we need to have a fresh orange or like passion fruit or pineapple squeezed juice that you drink in the morning. You believe like waking up and having that fresh fruit juice or any fresh fruit, because I heard as well that it's not recommended to have fruits right away in the morning. I used to think that after fasting at night when you wake up it's always good to have fruits, but I heard that it's not necessarily good for the body as well.
I mean, there's different theories, but fruits are very high in sugar, right? So it can spike your glucose, your insulin levels. I also think that when you live in the tropics or in like hot places, the fruits are considered to be colder, like in terms of like their temperature and how it affects the body. So that's what we're kind of wanting to do in hotter climates.
Okay, so it works there.
Stay cool.
Okay, perfect.
Right?
All right, I got it.
But it does vary. I mean, it's a little bit complicated because it really depends on the individual. I say, as a general rule of thumb, for me personally, I wouldn't put fruits on an empty stomach. I'd put something warm on an empty stomach and then follow that with fruits.
Okay.
And but we do live in a cold climate, so if I live in a cold climate and then also eat foods that are gonna make my stomach cold or my body cold, then it's gonna create other issues. So I really try to watch what's happening in season by season.
Okay, perfect. So we said your coffee, and then after coffee?
So coffee I don't have until I'm driving to work.
Yeah, okay. The last one, yeah.
But after I make like an orange juice, adrenal cocktail. And so this orange juice is freshly squeezed oranges. I add cream of tartar, salt, and then I also add creatine in it.
Okay.
So creatine monohydrate is something I've been loving in my life for a few months now. It's really great for women, endurance wise, focus and cognition. It helps with bloating or like water retention. and it's recommended actually for women
Yes.
to consume creatine monohydrate, and I've been loving it. There's a lot of there are a lot of people who say that it's not good for your kidneys, but I think that that's been debunked. It's one of the longest researched supplement, and as long as you're drinking lots of water and like hydrating your body, and you don't already have a pre-existing kidney condition, then the
fine.
creatine is actually going to be really good, and it's really good for your mood too, and managing mood.
And is there any like specific type of creatine to take, or you can like go to the health store and get anything? Because I order mine because I started taking it when I worked out. And everybody was telling me you need to add this to your routine. So it was hard for me to pick. I just went online and looked at the reviews. So for someone who want to start, is there any recommendation that you would, something or a brand or?
I mean, there's so many brands, and I don't really want to. I just spilled my tea. I don't really want to. I think Araya is a new one that I kind of want to look into. The little gummies.
Yes.
Yeah, I do want to look at that after I'm done the one that I'm using right now. I would say as long as I think the best one is the creatine monohydrate. I think that's the one that is kind of that, as long as you're getting that one and you're getting it from a store that has good quality products, like a health food store, I think that you're
Array is a good brand. By the way, the two people who created it, they're from Toronto.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. It's a couple that I met actually before COVID.
Yeah.
And I was in their campaign for their first product. For the bloating one, and bloating and calm.
Yes. Yeah. So I do want to try their product. I've been seeing it pop up on my feed quite a bit.
I'm just always like a little bit not sure about gummies because of sugar, but I heard it's like they contain too much sugar, the gummies in general.
That's a good point. Gummies are okay though because they tend to have gelatin in it, and as long as it's from a good source, then you're also getting the collagen.
True.
It's nice, yeah.
All right.
So then I make that. That's my, those are my cocktails.
Perfect. That's a lot of cocktails for a morning. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. But it's good. It's good.
After that, I do gua sha. So
that's something I really wanted to you to discuss because I remember during the summer when we had our course, you showed us certain points in the body that we need to touch and the head. So if you can share these secrets.
Yeah, so I've been an esthetician since 2002. Okay.
So a long time.
My passion has always been to make someone's skin look beautiful, but I'm a terrible salesperson and I couldn't sell a product if my life depended on it, unless I really truly believed that a person really needs it, right? So in for example, situations where a person has acne and they're really distraught about it, and we're working on a program, and in the meantime, while we're working on that, they're treating their acne for that period of time. But I honestly believe that massaging your skin and working on your digestion and the lymphatic system is really the key to great skin.
Okay. I heard dry brushing as well in the morning is really good.
Yes. So like if you think about your digestive system and the earth, right? There is they're related. There's a relation between like the earth element is our digestive system. So if we're taking care of the earth, then the flowers are going to blossom, right?
Yes.
Like if we're taking care of our land, then all of the plants growing there are going to flourish. So having a really good routine for tending to the digestive system, and the skin is the biggest organ of the body, and whatever happens internally we're going to see on the outside. So if
Yes.
you're taking care of your organs, it's going to show
On your skin.
on the
Yeah.
skin. So that's number one. Number two, the lymphatic system. The lymphatic system pulls all of the toxins out of our tissues and puts it into the circulatory system so the body can get rid of the toxins, right? We don't want excess water and toxins sitting in our tissues because that's going to cause an array of issues with our bodies and our skin. So a lot of the plants that are like the nutritive plants, so nettles, burdock, dandelion, they're working on not just the digestive system, they're also working on the lymphatic system, right? And then they're supporting us with nutrients as well. So those plants are the ones like 100, even oat straw, 100% I recommend if you are wanting to improve your digestion and your overall health, and that includes the skin.
Amazing.
So really, really key is working with the nutritive herbs. They're also going to be chickweed, alfalfa. You know, there's a ton of them, but those are going to be really important for
Okay, perfect.
supporting the skin. And then massaging. So manual lymphatic drainage, you can do that yourself, super easy. And then followed with massaging your face, whether you're using gua sha or not. I've always believed that having like massaging my face daily is really important.
And how do we do it? Like if you like, is there any points in the face that we need to focus on, or you just take your fingers, or if you can show?
You want to open up the main ducts here. So you want to open up here above the collarbone, and then here you can either grab the underarm this way, or you can just sort of in a wave motion press in front of the shoulder, right? And then, excuse my nails, I didn't get them. You want to sort of massage under here, and then we've got 3 points here, so beside the nose, and then at the point of the cheekbone, and then higher. So you want to sort of lightly go over those.
Do you do circular?
I do circular.
Okay.
Yeah. Right? And then there is these points here, like above the eyes, the eyebrow. And there's a point here. And then in front of the ear. And then you can also massage the scalp, because if you're holding tension in the scalp, then the flow of lymph isn't going to move. Like the water is going to get like blocked. So you want to make sure that your temples are released and that you're releasing in the back of the neck as well. And then we do our gua sha routine. So I apply a St. John's wort infused oil, which is highly anti-inflammatory and really great for the skin. It's in jojoba, but you can also add frankincense, which is renowned to be an anti-aging essential oil, 1 or 2 drops. I do my gua sha routine. And then I apply a serum by a Korean skincare brand with niacinamide in it. And bee propolis. So I love that one.
I think I have the same one. Is it the small Beauty of Joseon?
Yeah, Beauty of Joseon. Yeah.
They have the little bottle. Yeah, that's one.
So I love that one so much. And then that's it. And then
you don't use anything like you have so your skincare routine is just massaging.
Very basic.
Okay.
So our gut has a microbiome, and that's a culture of healthy bacteria, but there's also unhealthy bacteria in our gut. But we also have a microbiome all over our skin and all over our body. So the our body is equipped to handle whatever we need in order for it's always working towards healing, right? Our body is our defense system, and it wants to keep us alive, and it wants to heal any damage or wound or anything like that. So we don't really want to intervene too much with the bacteria that's on our body, the healthy bacteria, because they're working to support us. So if you're using, cleansing agents that are really strong, you're actually stripping natural oils that our skin loves and killing off this very precious and beautiful microbiome on our skin, and then we start running into more issues. So my cleanser, I just make it myself. It has papaya. It has like a, essential oil of grapefruit, frankincense, bergamot, and I only cleanse once a day. So I'll cleanse in the evening before bed, and if I haven't gone out that day, I don't even do that.
Yeah, I heard it's not even good to cleanse in the morning. No. And this is something I want to say, because I worked in the beauty industry for so many years. I worked with so many brands. And when I worked in the industry, this is when I stopped using products. I don't use anything. And honestly, I'm always shocked when I see the beauty steps when people are using 10 products. I'm like, why are you using all these? It's not necessary. And one thing, as you said, when you overuse products, as soon as you stop using them, your skin is completely damaged, or you start having bumps and you start having a lot of things that start appearing with time, because you will need to keep using these same products over and over again.
Yeah, so if you strip oils from your skin, your skin's going to overproduce oils, right? If you are using products that have humectants in it, they're sealing moisture in. But once you are not using that anymore, then what happens, right?
Yes.
So that happens quite often. The key, I think, is to get our bodies to do the work that it's
supposed to do
on its own. I feel.
Yeah, no, you're totally right, and this is why I think especially now with social media, people are over consuming products. Like on TikTok, every week I see a new product, and I'm like, guys. And I work in a I worked for like a beauty laboratory, and all the products are made in the same place.
Yeah,
all of them.
Like everything.
Yeah, they're all made in the same place. They're not like, some products are the same. It's just the packaging that changes. So people need to really start doing researches and look at, what they need, because sometimes you're just buying products just to buy them. There's no even effect or benefits on it. You're just following the trends.
That's right.
So for cleansing just once a day, that's what you would recommend at night? Not in the morning?
I just cleanse once a day in the evening, and then I use castor oil on my face. And that's my night routine before bed. Yeah. So
and about castor oil, there's also this trend, or people do the castor oil in their stomach.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, it's like a really incredible superpower plant.
I know you said that back in the summer when we talked about it, you mentioned that we can have drops, put it in our belly button, and just cover it with the oh my God, I don't know how to.
A Band-Aid?
Band-Aid, and that's it. We don't need the full, the thing that they put on the stomach. Is this how you use it?
Yes, I use it on my face directly. Some people don't like that because it's very thick. But
it breaks out, no? As well?
No, not for me.
Okay. Okay.
Some people might break out, but I actually find it very nourishing for my skin. It's just very thick, so as long as you're comfortable with that, I put it on a little bit before bed, so that my skin can absorb it. You can warm it up to thin it out. I also do it in my abdomen with a little bit of drop. It just feels like it helps to keep me regular without going into too much detail. I used to also use castor oil packs on my uterus and my liver.
Oh, wow.
So it's an oil that is penetrates the skin in like deeper than any other oil, and it has the ability to pull toxins out of the body. So that's why it's so effective.
All right.
It's used all over Asia, actually. Like, I've been to Thailand, and I've taken, I've studied with, like, you know, original midwives there, and I've done a lot of, like, training with treatments for the uterus, and it grows in Asia, and they use it in their treatment, and it's incredible. So,
And is there any specific type of castor oil, or you can just go to the grocery shop or get any one, or you can, there's a specific one that you can use for your face and another one for your body?
I think you can use interchangeably between the body and the face, but I would say to get a castor oil that is in a glass container, because it is absorbing. So if it's in a plastic container, it is going to absorb what's in the plastic, right? Bottle. And then just 100% organic cold pressed castor oil. Yeah.
If there was any like recommendation for someone to start their journey into, you know, natural beauty and remove all, what are the products that you believe they can start with, or for skin, or anything that you believe, or 3 things that someone needs to do?
Okay, I'm not going to name products because it's just not what I do in my personal home space. So I would say if you're wanting to sort of like smooth out the skin, I would think about honey, like raw honey, and you could do like papaya seeds ground in honey. That's amazing.
So you take the seeds of the papaya and you mix it with honey and you put it on your skin?
You're going to take the seeds, you're going to grind them down,
okay,
and then you're going to mix it with honey, and you're going to do like a scrub.
Oh my God, I have this here, I'll do it.
Yeah, it's great. You can do like an egg white mask, which is something that we do in Brazil. So in Brazil we do egg whites, yogurt, and honey, and you can do avocado as well. But I think the main thing is like the egg whites and yogurt, and we do a mask on our face and our hair for that, which is really, really nice. It's very, like, it kind of feels like if you're gonna do it for your skin, I would just do the egg whites right on the skin, and then it's gonna tighten. You're gonna feel like the pores are tightening, so you really feel an effect from that. And then you can do the egg whites with the yogurt for the hair.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's nice. You can also do avocado masks, which are incredible. You can take the peels from the banana and do like an exfoliation, or you can take the peels from your papaya and do an exfoliation. They're really high in enzymes, so that's going to help to be like a peel for your skin. What else? Lemon for like dark spots. So if you have age spots, like hyperpigmentation, or sometimes people have darker underarms, you can just rub lemon or lime there, and it will disappear.
Amazing.
It'll like even out and
so
and
do you
soften
see,
up
like
the tone
we
of the
like
skin.
nature offers us everything to be able to use in the kitchen. I mean, in my culture, that's all we do. Like we use anything natural to do for the hair, for the skin.
Exactly.
And this is why I wanted to discuss, because I think it's amazing to see that everything is available on the earth, that we don't really need all this like chemicals or all these mixes. Especially when we look at, you know, in every culture, there's those beauty secrets that are kept. And they're all made in the kitchen. You know, turmeric is great for the skin. You mentioned eggs we have in the kitchen, yogurt we do, honey. Everything is available to us to make this beautiful mixture. Now, I want to ask you, are there any beauty secrets in Brazil or in your culture, or even in Italy, that you can share with everybody? Because I know you have a beautiful skin. I don't see right now, I'm close to you, I don't see any wrinkles, I don't see anything. So if there's anything maybe that you can add up to end up the conversation, that would be amazing.
Yeah, I think I've pretty much listed them. So the egg white is something that I picked up from my mom, and the yogurt mask. I would say aloe vera, like fresh aloe vera on the skin is amazing as well. We use like coffee grinds, but I think that that's become very global, and maybe it's just been global all along. But it was something that we definitely use in Brazil. Like we try to use what is around us, like whatever is natural and like growing around us, and creating our own sort of blends. And I think that's kind of like a beautiful way to approach skincare and to approach healing our bodies, is to working with plants and foods that are in our area and already.
It goes back to the
us.
initial conversation that we had, that people need to educate themselves about what is available, what is around us, you know, what you should be eating, and stop focusing on the quick fix and the quick beauty products that are, you know, out at Sephora or at any big store, but start trying, because a lot of people still don't believe when we talk about herbs. But they will go and, you know, eat McDonald's or all these details, but they will never, when you tell them that this is very efficient and you can see quick results if you use it for a long term, they won't. So
yeah, I think that like with plants, if there's anyone in my life that is struggling and, you know, they're wanting to get better, but they're struggling with something, like eating something that's not good for them or consuming alcoholic beverages, as long as we're bringing the plants in that are supporting the body, then it's really okay, whatever you want to do. I think it's we have to have like that perception, or that like perceive or understanding rather, that like we're all struggling with something. So as long as we slowly start to bring this or that in, and we sort of start to see the effects of it, and the communication that the plant has with us is happening on like way beneath the surface, and eventually it's kind of a slow, it could be a slow progress process, but it eventually comes. And what you say about our world now is absolutely correct. I couldn't agree with you more. We have been conditioned to fully detach from the earth element, which is our body and the physical earth, and to resolve problems with quick fixes. And it's that idea is growing more and more. It's not like something that we're stopping. It's continuing,
especially with social media.
Yeah, so if we bring it back to our bodies and like connect to what it is our bodies actually need, with grace, like we have to give ourselves grace as well, but like connecting and hearing what our body needs, and connecting back to like earth in our bodies and the physical earth, and understanding that progress is slow. You know what I mean? When we become unhealthy because we slowly became unhealthy. So we slowly kind of have to progress back to health. And I find that to be the most powerful way, and the best way for like our personal growth overall, because we're going through all of the layers of it. And that's important in our
I agree
healing.
totally with you, and that's why I love having this conversation with you, and this is why I'm so grateful, because I learned so much through, you know, the course that we had, and I just want to talk about it. If anyone is interested to learn, if they're in Toronto or in Canada, they can maybe reach out directly to you and look, because that 8 months I think was really, really nice to go over all the plants. And even we were not only focusing on that, we were also, you know, discovering beauty, and other areas of life that we can, you know, add up to our routine. So you wanted to talk about the nervous system?
Yeah, so one aspect of also a healthy body overall, and in essence a healthy skin, is for us to work on our nervous system. Because if we're operating at high cortisol levels and fight flight, it's not allowing our body to be doing the processes that are perceived in our body as being not super important, right? Because the body is going to look at survival as being the most important. And that's survival is the fight or flight state. And so what can happen when we are in fight or flight is that our cortisol levels are too high, and then it throws off all of the other hormones. So you'll see spikes in estrogen, decline in progesterone, and all of that stuff happening. And I personally believe that like our hormones are the number one factor in like determining our mental health and also like our body's health, because when we're in fight or flight and in a stressed out state without having the ability to down regulate that, we are releasing chemicals that are creating a disharmony in our organs, in our skin, and even in our thought processes, right? So it's really important to look at your day-to-day activities and understand where to, or how to navigate the stressors that are coming into our lives, and then how to, create an environment that is going to support sleep, going to support healthy digestion, and all of the really important parts of life that we tend to overlook because we become so busy in doing everything that needs to get done. So that's really important for skin health as well.
And so for that, you recommend that if we're going, because for example, right now I'm going through a very stressful period of time. So for someone who goes like, do I need to look at what activities, maybe go to work out, or maybe go for a walk? Is that what you mean, like by looking at what's...
Yeah, so I personally think that if you're going through a period of time where you're very stressed out, you may have like anxiety or insomnia or anything like that. If you're already at that state, I personally wouldn't recommend like high intensity workouts. I would say meditate, breathe, walk, create. So spend time, dedicate a time, an hour or 2 hours in your day to just take care of Bhutanah. So it could be you're going to do a skincare routine, or you're going to lie down and do breath work, or you're going to go for a walk. It's not going to be, you're going to go sauna. Like I love the sauna. And
sauna is great for the skin.
Another thing that I do 3-4 times a week is I do the sauna for 20 minutes. 3 or 4 times a week. That's really
awesome. You have it at your spa, so
it's
great. Yeah.
But I actually go somewhere else to do it. So.
Oh my God.
Because
I just discovered the Russian
right?
spa recently, and it's amazing. You go and you spend a time, and I think that's a good thing. Right now I need it. You can see my skin. I've been stressed. Like I have a hard time sleeping, and I'm a good person usually in my routine and everything. But as you said, I'm very stressed. You can see it right away on my outside.
So in traditional Chinese medicine, a hard time sleeping means your yang, which is like the heat element in your body, is too high. So you want to do yin practices, especially as like the sun goes down. You're going to slow down. You're going to turn off the screens. You're going to do a meditation, or you're going to do breath work, or you're going to do a yin class or a restorative class. You're going to cool the body so that you can drop into your sleep.
That's a great point. And we see that at the end of the day, everything is related to the body. We need to start with the body, take care of the body. And inside, if everything is working properly, then it shows outside. You're glowing, your skin is perfect. And I wanted to ask your opinion about fasting, because I noticed myself, Ramadan is starting like in a few days. Every single month and year after Ramadan, I look incredibly good. My skin is great, my hair, everything. Do you believe fasting is something that you recommend?
I do believe that fasting is powerful for some people. I don't think it's a one size fits all. I think for women who are bleeding, it's probably a good idea not to fast. I think that in the Western world specifically, the culture of fasting is has been misunderstood. I think that scientifically speaking, when the research was done on fasting, it primarily targeted men, and women are on a different rhythm than men. And so if we are already experiencing issues with our hormones, then it can sort of speed that up and create a more challenging situation for the woman. So I think if someone was interested in fasting, it'd be good to work with a practitioner who understands it and who can monitor their levels so that it's done in an effective way.
That's good. I mean, for us, we don't fast when we have our period. So during Ramadan, women have a break for like 3 to 6 days usually, because we can't be bleeding and not eating. There's no way. We need to support our body, give all the nutrients, and even during Ramadan, I think it's important to do a lot of detox and get all the herbs, all the nutrients that we need, because we don't eat as much. And part of that money is like reset your body to zero. We're not supposed to eat a lot of sugar, a lot of sweets, we need to restart everything. So I think it's a good month. But
I mean, there's been so much research on fasting and people who had diabetes and have been able to reverse it. I mean, that's like very
a lot
intense,
of people,
but it's been really effective for people.
Yeah. All right. So thank you so much for this chat today. I'm very excited to to be able to share these conversations with you. I'm learning so much, and I'm so grateful that I took your class back in the summer, where for 8 months I learned about herbs. I learned about a lot of things that I've been implementing in my life. And honestly, I told you, since I started that course, like my life completely shifted 360. And I hope that people who are based in Toronto or Canada can as well reach out to you and be part of this course. And thank you again for today. And
Yeah, thank you. I'm excited about our 2025 Herbalism Apprenticeship course. I think that it's so important for everyone to have that knowledge. And I'm really excited to welcome the new group of apprentices.
Yes, I'm going to be jealous.
Yeah, it's always so sweet.
Yes.
And thank you so much for having me here.
My pleasure.
It's always so nice to have these powerful and beautiful conversations with you.
Thank you for sharing the secrets, and I'm sure we will have a lot of questions again. I'm very grateful to have you today again. I'm very grateful for this conversation, and I'm sure that a lot of women, people will be so happy about this conversation. I'm going to list everything. So thank you, Aless.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure.
It's always a pleasure to have you. Thank you. Good?